Good afternoon, Tucson. My name is Todd Siccolo. I'm the executive chef and the director of food and beverage here at Westward Look. Tonight we're going to make a quick and easy little dish for you to replicate at home. It's all for the holidays. We wish everybody a happy holiday. I'm sure we all want to put 2020 behind us. We look forward to having you dine up here at Westward Look in the near future. The dish that we're going to make today is going to be a pomegranate and cinnamon braised pork shank. Okay, you can get this at your local butcher, you can get it at Whole Foods or Safeway. It's a tougher piece of meat. You're really going to want to season it well, and you're going to braise it for a long period of time to make it soft on the inside. Bone's always great for your dogs as a marrow bone. All right, we're going to make this with a butternut squash, currant, and cinnamon ragu. The assembled product in here, 3 of the products we have on property. We have pomegranates, apples, and oranges that we have all picked from our trees to do with the pork shank. All right, so braising meat, it's a technique in cooking. Okay, what's actually happening is it's called capillary reaction. The liquid from the stock that we're going to make here is actually going to penetrate through the meat itself and break down all the tendons. That's how it becomes really soft. All right, so it's a really cool, simple technique, but it actually has a lot of flavor. All right, so we're going to start very simple. Salt and pepper cracked. Okay, we want to get it seasoned. Like I said, it's kind of a tough piece of meat, so you really want to make sure it's seasoned on all sides. Okay, we're going to put a little bit of olive oil. We're going to move that around, get that covered completely, and then over here we have a very hot pan. Start off big bone side down. You want to hear that nice sizzling noise, okay? If the flame's a little too high, we'll turn it down because we want it to caramelize, not burn. We'll make sure it doesn't stick in the pan. Okay, and then we're going to flip this around on all sides. We're going to keep turning it, so we're going to caramelize it on all sides. So what we're doing is we're searing all the meat all the way around the outside, okay? What that's going to do is help penetrate the liquid from the inside where the bones are and go outside. That's where the capillary action is. It goes into the meat, out of the meat, and then back into the meat. That's a pretty cool technique. We're gonna start getting it ready to add our other ingredients for the braising part of this, okay? So we're gonna take this over. We have a nice little, see how nice and brown that is now? It's caramelized, looks great, okay? You're gonna take your shank, you're gonna put it in your pan. 2 bones side up, large bone side down, okay? Nice hot pan. We're gonna add ginger, cinnamon, garlic. So we want the cinnamon and the star anise. We want to put them in there dry. Add a little bit of oil and get them kicking with the olive oil and the garlic and ginger. They all start moving around together and get really excited when they're getting heated up. Okay. So once they're heated up like that, we will continue by adding mustard seeds, peppercorns, fresh thyme, squeezed orange juice, squeeze more orange juice, okay? Then we're going to take all of this loveliness, we're going to put it right inside that pan, just like that. So we're going to add, this is our pomegranate molasses. We're going to add Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. Any local beer is great if you want to use anything. Anything that localizes is amazing. Okay. We are going to add some apple. So this is all going to get strained, so I even put the core in with the seeds as well. Okay. I always say that there's always payment for the camera guy. All right. Okay. Cover this with parchment paper and aluminum foil. You make sure it's covered tight. Okay. And you're going to bake this in an oven at 365 degrees for about an hour. Okay. I check it every 15 minutes in intervals to see if the meat is soft. Okay, but after about an hour and 15 minutes, it should be really, really soft, like ropa de veja or like pulled brisket or something like that. We're gonna put it in our oven, and voila! With the magic of TV, boom! After an hour and 15 minutes, voila! We're gonna pull off the top. And we have two amazing looking pork shanks, okay? So, you know, my kids love these carrots because they're soft and full of flavor and cinnamon. The apples are melted down. You got your orange zest in here as well, all right? So we're gonna leave this right here, and I'm gonna make the relish that goes with it, or the chutney, so to speak, okay? So give me 1 second. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make this amazing chutney or relish or side vegetable, really. It's very, very simple as well. We're gonna do some garlic, butternut squash, cherries, cran raisins, white raisins, shallots, olive oil, and fresh thyme. And it's very simple. Again, we're gonna do a little bit of olive oil, nice warm pan. We're gonna do some garlic, a couple slices. Do some shallots. So David, what I try to do is let these guys sweat a little bit so they break down, right? So you got to add the butternut squash, and it's going to be a tougher vegetable to cook down. But we really want the shallots and the garlic to kind of go away. You're not going to even see them in there at some point. Okay. I used to work for a chef. He used to say, you know, it really looks fancy when you throw this stuff in the air, but it doesn't cook in the air, does it? All right, so we got them a little bit rendered down like that. We're gonna add some butternut squash. Turn the heat up a little bit. So we're gonna let this cook here for about 3-4 minutes. Okay, just so the butternut squash starts to cook down. Okay, so you see our butternut squash is starting to caramelize. We're gonna add some orange juice. Fresh herbs are the best. Fresh thyme. We're gonna add our sun-dried cherries, cranberries, raisins. We're going to continue to let this cook a little bit so the butternut squash cooks. It's a little bit on the hard side still. Okay, and it's going to all render down, so give us about 5 minutes and we'll come back to you. All right, folks, here we go. We are back to our butternut squash. Through the process, we added about a tablespoon of orange juice 3 times. I added about a tablespoon of olive oil. I'm going to put this on a recipe for everybody at SAACA. Okay, and when you cook it all down, you're going to have this wonderful looking fall harvesty looking little side vegetable dish. It smells amazing, doesn't it? All right, what we're going to do, we're going to make a nice little bed of this butternut squash, cherries, and cinnamon and salt. It's amazing, man. Okay, got a little base. We're going to take our pork shank. We're going to put this right on top. We are going to sauce. We're going to garnish with some fresh thyme. We're just going to wipe our plate. Okay. I'm going to put some cracked pepper on there, just because it's the winter and going into the fall, or fall and winter, and some smoked salt. So here you go, guys. This is the pomegranate cinnamon braised pork shank with the butternut squash, cherry, and currant ragu. Happy holidays. I hope you enjoy this dish.